Everybody, welcome back to the channel and another video. So today I want to take a quick look at Blue Guardian Capital, a prop firm that has been established for well over a year now. They've just actually gone through and done a complete rebranding and relaunch. Now, often when companies go through rebranding, relaunching, there's two factors. One is they're not doing very well and they're trying to get that last hurrah before they sort of go bust. But I do not think that's the case with these guys. I think what they're trying to do is make themselves stand out from the crowd of the rest of the prop firms that have launched in the past 6 months. Now, it's become quite a congested industry, and anything you can do to make yourself stand out is definitely an advantage. And what they've done here is taken an overall theme and gone for the branding with that one. So as I've said previously, and trading is one of the first rules of being a successful trader is actually protecting your capital at all costs. Yes, we make profits, but ultimately we need to protect our capital and not lose and get into a negative. And that's why the whole thing with Guardian and the Blue Guardian Capital is actually the guarding of it. That's why they now have more of a sort of fortress style website, and everything is now around the protection of capital and risk management and mitigating anything in the losses. But I think with anything, as there's change, people are going to look back to what they previously think that's not as good, or this is now better, or comparing to other prop firms out there. So previously what they used to have is the phase 1 and phase 2 challenge, where you had to get 6% in both, so a total of getting 12%. Now in this model you need to get 8% in phase 1, which is pretty good, and 4% in phase 2, which is better than most of the industry. So again, overall total percentage gain is 12%, so compare with previously, but splits again different amounts, 8 and 4. What they have done is also extended the target for the phase 1, so that's now up to 35 days, so almost an extra week's worth of trading. So although you need to get that 8%, potentially it's doable if you're able to get the 6% in the same 30 days previously. Now, where things also change is predominantly in the daily drawdowns. Here they're allowing a maximum of 4% on the account size, which isn't great compared to other prop firms, but for me personally, I actually like that because it actually shows good risk management. And if on any particular day you are getting close to losing 4%, it gives you that extra protection. If you're allowed to have a 5 or 6% on a daily drawdown, that's getting you closer to the maximum of the 10%. So reducing that I actually think is a good thing for traders. So profit split is 85%, fantastic. And we've seen really good payouts and lots of examples of this over the past year through all of their Instagram channels. One thing I'm really pleased with as well is actually when you actually look at the about and the founders, we actually now have some photographs and faces of the people behind the company. On the original website, when they launched, they had some avatars, and I commented at the time it'd be nice to actually have photos. They took the avatars down, and now we actually have real photos. Also, they've now launched a YouTube channel. We're actually going to have a social media presence as well and start giving lots more background into the company and the challenges and the rules and all the great features they're actually launching through the app. So for me, there's two really good advantages with this prop firm at the moment. One is they have no restrictions on any rules. You can do EAs, copy trading, holding over the weekend, scalping, news, all those things that other firms put limits on and restrictions on. Here you can trade anything you like, whenever you like. I think that's fantastic. And the second, and I think probably the most fundamental new feature, is the Guardian Protector. Now when you go into your dashboard, what you have an option here is actually setting a maximum daily loss limit. Now we know that overall there's a 4%, but often what happens with traders is they let that slide and get very close to it, and before you know it, there's a spike or a gap and you're taken over that one. But what you can do now is set the actual hard rule, where it's 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever you want, or an actual value, and when that is breached on any particular day, all of your open trades will be closed out, as well as any pending orders, so you cannot actually break any of those rules. Now what you do have an option there is a reset, so you can actually carry on trading that day if you want to, or you can do actually a block, so that when you actually reach that rule, you therefore cannot trade any more on that day. And I think that's fantastic. I think it's one of the rules that I try and work to, is that if I get into a 2–2.5% drawdown on any particular day, I have to stop. And this is a hard rule you can build into the actual dashboard and make sure you do not breach any of the daily drawdown rules. So I think this rebrand relaunch is fantastic. It makes them stand out from the rest of the crowd, as well as the new features they've brought on board for the Guardian Protector that really is unique of what I've seen at the moment, and that will enable traders to have that safety net and make sure they don't breach the daily rules, which, as we know, is a hard rule, and if you break that you then lose all your money from actually signing up to the challenge itself. So yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you again soon. Cheers.